Hello everyone, and welcome back to another part of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot n.sane Trilogy, Crash Bandicoot Warped, where in this part we're going to be moving on to the third warp room, also known as the Oriental Warp Room, or Chamber. So what we're going to do with the first level, we're going to do these in order. So we're going to do first one, we're going to do Dino Might, and we're going to work our way over to the right, because obviously there's no backtracking to do gems, of which we are going to be doing in the next part. But anyway, here we go. We're going to go into Dino Might, another chase level. Now this is fun.
Well, haven't we gotten far for a pair of fuzzy marsupials? I am Dr. Nefarious Tropy, master of time and the creator of the very time twister machine you see before you. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade, so you won't be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it.
And I really do apologise for the creaking sounds and you know, the cracking noises you're hearing and that, because unfortunately my chair is breaking, so maybe that's why it's been creaking all this time. I believe that you can contact GT Omega for replacement parts. Oh, and Hunter Cook's online, another one of my friends who I play Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. So hopefully I'll be able to contact the manufacturer about that and get a replacement part, because otherwise this is going to break. Oh, and my computer battery is running low. I forgot to plug it in, so I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so I am back everyone. Sorry for the short dilemma. Basically what happened was, I did not plug my computer in and the battery ran low, because obviously recording is very resource heavy, so obviously I didn't plug my computer in and it was going to run out of battery, which is not what I wanted to happen when I was recording. So anyway, there is a yellow gem path which we need in order to get both gems, but unfortunately we cannot do that yet. We need to, we'll do that when we start doing backtracking and going back for remaining gems, which should hopefully happen in the near future. And here we are with Baby T, so it's sort of like a mini vehicle level, you can call it. I quite like the way this character controls. I always have done. Obviously, same as the vehicle controls, it seems to control a little bit more slick in n.sane. Until I lose him, so obviously I haven't got him now, I killed him off, that's so sad. Now that's interesting, because in the original version, basically if you lost him, what happened was he ran off. But in this version, he seems to like disappear and go with a puff, like he dies. That's like so sad. I mean, why did you do that, Vicarious Visions? That's awful. That breaks my heart. Poor little dude. I mean, and these lava falls here look really cool, especially in n.sane. I mean, I always thought they have done, but I've always like been curious to know what's all behind all that. Obviously, it's just more rock structure and lava and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a bonus round, but we're not going to be doing that yet, for the simple reason we're going to be doing that when we do the backtracking in this level. And I love how you can see the Triceratops hiding behind the bones right there in its cage, which you couldn't see in the original, obviously due to graphical limitations of the PS1, but that's actually really cool. Of which there is a lot more to talk about when I come to do the backtracking of this stage, so maybe it'll be a long part just because of this track. No, not track. This is not Crash Team Racing Marcus, this level. I mean, because obviously I need to get both gems, and there are also a few things to like to discuss. So, anyway, we'll save that for now. So yes, that is the crystal collected from Dino Might, I believe. Is it? Yes, that's the one. Why am I forgetting level names? That's really bad. Anyway, we're going to do our next stage, which is another vehicle level, Deep Trouble. Which is another underwater level, which as I've said before in my previous part, I am not a huge fan of the water levels though they do control a lot better, I will say, in n.sane. Obviously vehicle levels are an improvement. It's just the platforming controls seem a little bit more vague and a little bit less responsive in the remaster version, but you can't complain because the controls are still pretty solid. In fact, I'd say they still control a lot better than most platformers. The only platformer I really can't manage is the Sonic games because they're so fast paced. Obviously I don't suffer from motion sickness or get headaches or anything due to the speed. It's just that I can't process the inputs that you need, you know, the fast inputs that are required for that game and the fast reaction times. But I'd say the favourite Sonic, one of the best Sonic games I've ever played is Sonic Unleashed. Now this is a very unpopular opinion. I know IGN bashed that game, of which, to be fair, we're a total bunch of biased idiots when I watched that review. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I mean that was a really good game. I had it on Xbox 360. Obviously there's the Wii version and the PS2 version, which is of course a bit different, an alternate game, which is pretty cool. Anyway, we need to go through here, but we can't do it yet because there's obviously a little bit of backtracking in this stage in order to get both gems, so that's actually pretty cool. You can obviously just get one gem, like the red gem, but I don't exactly see what the point in that is. You might as well get both gems while you're at it. And that is an airplane taking off, because as I've said before, there is a runway, an airport, right behind my house, so it can get pretty noisy. It's not so much the noise that bothers me with the airport. I mean, nothing really bothers me, it just seems a bit odd. But we sort of like have a big problem with light pollution, so we don't see the stars very often, unfortunately, due to the runway lighting. Obviously it needs to be really bright so that plane's coming to land, especially if it's foggy weather. I mean, if it's foggy, and you know, like really humid at night, and they've got all the lights on, which they do have to increase the brightness of, unfortunately. Well, a lot of people do complain, I personally don't. It's like daylight during the night. Seriously, it really is, but it's like an orange, hazy daylight. It's really weird. It's sort of like, I don't know. It makes like, it looks like dusty daytime. It's like a nuclear winter or something like that. It's really, really weird. I ought to go out and take some pictures. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do. However, this tower can be quite tricky. You've just got to wait until the pufferfish go down. And yes, it's basically all about timing. That's all it is. Basically, I just swim through here. In the PS1 version, you basically had to wait for all those to explode. You sort of like had to wait on the other side. But in this version, you can charge through, which makes my life a heck of a lot easier. I'm not gonna lie. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the red gem, but instead of getting the gem here, I'm actually going to try to go back and see if you can still get the gem right at the other end, because I've never actually tried that, so I thought it would actually be pretty cool to do that on my Let's Play. Just going to check my recording's still recording, which is all good. And I don't know why, but this computer chair is going to break. I swear it is. I mean, any moment suddenly you're going to hear a scream, because I have fallen off my chair because it is broken on me when I'm trying to do a Let's Play. So that would actually be pretty embarrassing. Although probably you'd all get a good kick out of it, but because that happens with me, every time something happens, like if a chair breaks, it happens in school, everybody used to like laugh, so I used to be like the laughing stock every time something bad to me happened. I know basically that's high school life, but I don't know why I'm trying this. This is like one of the first times I've ever actually done anything like this. I don't understand why I'm trying it. It may seem really strange to you, but I thought it'd be pretty fun to try. That's if I can get to the end. If I don't, I'm going to make shortcuts, although it is going to get pretty tricky because I don't have Akko anymore, so if I lose this, I'm pretty much screwed everything up, so I don't even know if I'd be able to get to this point, so I think I better take really close care. Although we're nearly at the end now, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to wait for both propellers to stop. No! Oh no! Oh crap. Right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a small cut and I'll see you back there when I do it, because obviously I want to find out if this actually really does work. I'd be really curious to know. Oh no, I got the gem. Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was just trying it for fun, but I'm pretty sure you'd still be able to get... I was just like curious, is that other, let's say, box at the end, at the other end? It's like a placeholder, but I'm pretty sure it will actually be a proper gem box. I've never tried it, but unfortunately I accidentally collected the gem, but I was pretty curious to see what happened there, so that's actually quite sad. Anyway, we're going to move on to another motorcycle now, which will be... Well, it's not motorcycle level, that I'm thinking of the last warp room. It's actually High Time, which is another one of the Arabian levels, so... Which are one of my favourites, so here we go with that.
So, you pesky little rats aren't going to back off, eh? Just you continue to gather crystals and see what I do.
And it's actually N.Tropy. Or N.Tropy, not actually N.Trophy. I actually thought it was N.Trophy for all the longest time. I mean... Obviously my reading is not too good when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty terrible. I mean, I don't know, it's like... Meteor... Gorge. I always called it Meteor George. And basically we had a really big laugh about that in the other... I don't know. When we did the games the other night, the online races, with Luke RF44, and he actually titled his video Meteor George, so we had a really good laugh about that. Obviously, in this stage, I do not want to die because there is a death route. But I seem to miss letters out of certain words. I mean, I am quite... I don't know, I'm just stupid. Well, I won't exactly go to that extreme, but I mean, I'm trying to think of some words that I always read wrong. But basically, Meteor Gorge, Meteor George, Entropy as Meteor, no, not me, as N.Trophy, Effeminate as Effeminate, because I don't know why, I'm just so bad at skim reading words. I mean... That's just a few, for example. I mean... Obviously, if you die in the bonus rounds, it's not too much of a concern, because obviously you can do them as many times as you want. I'm actually tempted to do a Crash Bandicoot survival stream. I mean, that'd be pretty fun. Or a Let's Play Till I Die, or whatever it's called. So now the trickiest part, jumping onto here. Yes, now that was close. Now that always sets me on edge, because they always put the hardest part right before the death route. At least I've got the Aku Aku mask though, so that's one good thing. So anyway, here we go, on the death route. To where we can get the purple gem, of which we are going to be using when we get back to Tomb Time, of which we'll be doing in a later part. Obviously we're going to go for all of the relics first, and then possibly do the backtracking for gems. I'm not too sure as of yet, but I mean, obviously you've really got to do the remaining gems after the relics, which is not the order that I choose to do it in. Probably another reason why Crash 3 is probably my least favourite. Well, not my least favourite, it's not my favourite over 2, because I like to do the time trials last, but obviously I can't do that because in order to lock certain gems, you'll need to get the relics. And yes, guys, I am going to be doing platinums, or I'm going to try to go for platinums. I'm not too sure how well this is going to go, so yes, I actually died. I actually got the gem. Died? So yeah, what I'm going to do is I've got to die now, but for a change I'm going to do it by being burnt, because I mean, obviously you jump down holes and death abuse long enough, yeah, there we go, straight to a pile of ashes, but I mean, it made a change, but not that I really want to kill Crash, but it's much better than re-entering the level. Obviously if I did a survival let's play I would not be able to do that, so death abusers will be out of the question, but I mean, it doesn't really add that much time on, but if you're doing a let's play part, you might as well save as much time as possible, so, oops. Now, that was not to plan at all, I mean, and this is a really cool thing as well. In this level, you can actually get the Platinum Relic without needing the running shoes, because I've done it loads and loads of times before. I don't know about in the original, but you definitely can do it in n.sane. No doubt about it. I mean, it's entirely a possibility. At least in this version you can run away when there's crates surrounded by other TNTs, and you're going to get all the crates because obviously if they're out of the boundaries in the PS1 version they don't always explode, so... Now I think that was Crash 1 and 2 where I think they fixed it in this game, I'm not too sure. It's been so long since I played Crash Bandicoot Warped on the PS1. Although I have played the first two on the PS1 since n.sane released, but I've never really bothered with Warped, so maybe I should do that again. I don't know. So there we go, that's our purple gem, which we're going to be getting in Tomb Time, you know, in order to get both of the gems in there. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to go onto Road Crash, which should be pretty fun. I don't know why, but somebody's banging about on my street. And speaking of going back to original games, the other night I actually decided to play a bit of the original PS1 version of Crash Team Racing. I mean, obviously yesterday, well at the time of recording this, yesterday it was Crash Bandicoot and wow, what the hell, that sucked. Obviously I bumped into him, so anyway I've got to exit the level and I've got to go back in, which is quite a bit of a bummer, but as I was saying, basically what happened was I played a bit of Crash Team Racing the other night, the original PS1 version, and I totally could not play it for the life of me. Honestly, I totally sucked. I couldn't even keep the character. I decided to play only one stage, one of my favourites, Hot Air Skyway, and I just could not keep the player on the track. Obviously, I used advanced characters, but I mean, obviously advanced. I don't know if that's really the best in the PS1 version, but I played as a acceleration character in the end, and I did a lot better. I just managed to do a lot better as Coco, but now this is the thing with Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I'm wanting to see an engine swaps thing released in the future. So you can, let's say you can make Pura Advanced or Crash Advanced, or you could make, let's say, Spyro Acceleration or something like that. I mean, that'd be pretty cool if it's like an engine swaps function. I mean, if you could make, let's say, a beginner character advanced, I don't know, I mean, just basic swaps like that, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, obviously there's lots of characters that I absolutely love in beginner, which I never use because obviously they suck. I mean, well, they do if an advanced player, but I don't really use balanced anymore. I only really use acceleration and speed class. I mean, obviously they're the best two. One of the intermediates and the advanced class, so I'd really like to see that mod, well it's not a mod really, an update for that, happen in the future. I mean, obviously I just want the ability to change character stats. Or at least, Beanox, make it so that it's more balanced out. So let's say people with a balanced character, a returning character, have a bit more chance against acceleration and speed classes, because everything's just all totally out of whack. I mean, beginner class pretty much has no use. I mean, it's more advanced if you come to think of it. And yay, I actually got both the gem and the relic. Not the relic, the crystal straight away. Which is totally surprised. I mean, I actually managed to do it, but I mean, turning class is just a lot better. I mean, and I mean it's a lot slower than I can't get my words out today. I'm really apologise for that, but oh, here we go.
Well, you've crashed a few parties before, but I never expected you to make it this far. If you don't turn back,
I will inflict 1,000 years of suffering on you and the entire universe.
1,000 years? You don't even live 1,000 years, but then again, are Bandicoots immortal? Good question. Anyway, I just love to see this. I just love this death animation. Woo! Bang! That has always like been hilarious. Like hearing squeaking down the glass, like that's a really cool addition to n.sane. But as I was saying, the turning class in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is just... isn't really beginner, because you really do struggle to keep up with other players because they're so slow. They've only got like 1 bar in real stats of speed, so that just goes to show how bad they are. And wow, got a 2-in-1 kill on the frogs there. Now it's always been interesting to me how you just walk around the side in that section like I just did there. I mean, it's kind of like you're glitching the game like you're doing in speedrunning, so that's actually pretty cool that they've added that addition in. And I don't think you can spin them guys into... oh, wow, I actually did that. Usually I get hurt on that one. That's actually a lot harder than Jungle Rollers in Crash 1, but... yes, so obviously getting crates that are surrounded or sandwiched in between TNT crates can be a little bit tricky at times, but I mean once you get the hang of it, it does get very easy, so obviously there's no worry about that. Now this one seems a lot more similar to Crash Bandicoot. Well, to one in, I think it was Toad Village, the one at the start, not Gee Whiz, but basically, obviously where the bonus round is placed and how the level is laid out. I mean, obviously it's just a lot harder version, but basically these bonus rounds, I want to tell you, in the original version, well, it was like an early beta version, in Gee Whiz, the bonus round actually took you underground, which I'm always like really curious to see. I mean, I just love playing beta versions of the games. Maybe I should download some Spyro and Crash beta versions, or beta versions. I'm not exactly too sure how you say it, but I've always said sort of like beta, but it really is beta. I'm reading it wrong. But yeah. Now this bonus round's pretty simple, but you've just got to get a certain pattern. Obviously I can just run away now, and that should hopefully get all 5 crates. Nice. So I'm on 40 lives, which obviously I would have got a lot more in Crash 1 and 2. Obviously this game is not as generous when it comes to giving lives out, but I mean it's still pretty decent at that, I'm not gonna lie. But and no, you cannot kill these guys. They are immortal. So here we go, let's spin this, I actually jumped on his head, I did not intend to do that. I was going to say where I'm missing all the crates, but there is of course a detonated crate there, so here we go. That is all the levels of the 3rd warp room, the Oriental warp room now completed, so yay! So now all I've got to do now is face the boss. Dr. N. Tropy, or not Trophy. So here we go, Dr. N. Tropy.
You little vermin are way too stupid to understand what you're getting yourselves into. This time, you've done it.
Oh, I've done it alright. But anyway, I think this is my 2nd favourite boss in the game. Obviously my first favourite is obviously Dr. Neo Cortex, but... Give me crystals! That sort of reminds me of Crash 2, but... which is kind of cool that they included that. I mean, obviously it was Naughty Dog that did it first. Because they haven't really changed the script and lines in this version. Apart from the thrash me mate, you thrash me mate, but don't worry, you'll be up against much worse, which was kind of like missing from Dingo Dial, but they did add that in a future update because obviously people did complain. But, I mean it's only really a small nitpick, more than a complaint, but... And I love how the environment's changing this level. Let's say it's just like gone to Oriental, when it was sort of like future at first, but obviously that is the theme of the warp room, but yay. Oh, what? What the hell? What happened there? Really? I have absolutely no idea. Well, actually it's more of a lab in here, but I just span him and it bounced me off. What the hell? What happened there? I have no idea. That was totally strange. I have absolutely no clue how that happens. That was so bloody strange. Now I'm gonna suck, aren't I? I can just tell. I was doing so well, and then the game messed me up, and now I'm gonna suck. I can see it, so I better do it this time. I just better had. I mean, otherwise I'm gonna scream. Yes, right. That's good. That is good. And I like how you can like stand inside him. Obviously, it's more oriental, so I wonder why it's like in a lab at the start and it's like oriental later on. It's all like strangers. Do you think they'd put a different theme in, let's say, for every part? Oh, and something else as well. They changed the word from skunk to vermin. Now, I'm not too sure if the word skunk is offensive. Maybe somebody will be able to tell me. Yes! Got him.
But yours soon will be too.
Oh yes, so I believe he's trapped in the time prison, like what happens at 100% ending now, so yep. And we've unlocked the tornado spin, the death tornado spin. To spin longer and faster, or to glide while in the air, press the square button repeatedly, which is pretty straightforward. So yes, there we go. Nice. That's Dr. N. Tropy, fully completed, so now what we are going to...
Insignificant morons! By defeating entropy, you have placed us all in grave danger!
Crash, Coco, you must realize that this time twister machine is very delicate. Without Dr. Entropy's constant care and control, who knows what it will do?
Of which we'll find out in the 100% ending later on. And I thought I was going to get sucked back into there. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with this game today. It just seems really weird to me. So anyway, that's been... I'm just going to save my progress real quick, and remember there is different buttons, so obviously it's square to save, not X to save like Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, because obviously that game is very different, so that always confuses me. So anyway, here we are in the 4th warp room, which we're going to be doing in the next part. So, of course everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this part, and I will indeed see you all in part 4, where we move on to this Egyptian warp room. So, until then, take care everybody, and goodbye for now.